Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Marlowe House Presents, our Friday night hangout, and we're playing Legends of the Wild Wastes. I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I'm Monica Marlowe.
I'm very confused. You sounded very uncertain there.
Yeah, he did. I was starting to wonder if he knew he was.
Are we live? Are we dead? Are we sort of live? I don't even know anymore.
We're Schrodinger's alive. Or wait,
Excellent.
that's not how that works.
No, that's
Schrodinger's
podcast.
Stream.
Yes.
That's the word I'm lking for. Stream.
Schrodinger's stream. If you're watching us on Twitch, chances are we're live. If you're watching us on YouTube, chances are we're not.
live.
I think you need to move your. I think you need to move your mic in just a little.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, everybody at home. It's coming. It was coming in too far on your side. Darren, you look so nice. Your hair's all silvery. You're screwing up our focus, man. Stop.
No.
You move it too much and the camera doesn't do very well.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I talk
sad.
with my hands. It's really hard, let me tell you.
This stream is beset by mayhem, like me.
Yes, always like you. So, I believe you've been up to something, Scott. And you know what? I forgot to prep it. So cover me. I'm
What?
going to go in.
Oh my God.
He just sent it to me. I had to get all the other bits going, and I just realized I forgot to get that bit going.
Okay, so
gonna
stop
teach him about
talking
that.
so we can cover for you. So, Scott,
I ate an entire thing of garlic mashed potatoes by myself
when?
2 days ago.
Okay.
So all the things it did to me were yesterday.
Okay, good, because that's what I was really asking.
I have pictures.
No, we don't. No, that's okay. We are really okay without pictures. We are so okay without
I
pictures.
didn't say they were pictures of what it did to me.
Oh, okay. Well, what kind of pictures do you have then?
Well, you're a gambler, aren't you?
I am, especially with you. I just don't know when to say stop.
You're in luck. I sent those pictures to Andrew.
Oh, well, and he's quickly preparing them.
Are those the pictures I'm trying to prepare?
Maybe. Did you not think to look at them before?
I know, right now he's a gambler. Oh my Lord. So how
He's a
many?
brave man.
So.
Well, this may not actually, because I don't know where it is.
Are you kidding me?
Let me see if this is it. Nope, that's
Nope.
not it.
That's not
That's
it.
the other thing I sent you.
Yep, that is the other thing you sent me.
Well, wouldn't it be in the same like number
Probably
area?
that one.
There it
There it
is.
is.
It's so pretty.
Spoilers.
Oh, all I said is it's so pretty. I mean, who knows what it could be? I mean, it could be a flower. It could be,
The end results of a pound of garlic mashed potatoes.
Yes, no, that would not be pretty. That is never, ever going to be pretty. Ever. Don't fool yourself into believing that otherwise. I mean, unless you made them into garlic mashed potato flowers or something.
I do have that kind of control.
I doubt that. All right, are you dessert? Yes. Garlic mashed potato dessert would be beautiful. Garlic mashed potatoes is not dessert.
Get out.
No, I mean it's breakfast, it could be lunch, it could be dinner, but it is never dessert.
I mean, what if it's with ice cream?
Why would you want garlic with ice cream?
Why wouldn't you want garlic with ice cream?
Have you ever had garlic with ice cream?
Immediately, no.
I mean, that sounds like, drinking orange juice and then brushing
seems
your
like-
teeth. I mean, that just sounds like brushing your teeth and drinking orange juice.
That's gross.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure ice cream and garlic mashed potatoes do not mix. Do not put
Well-
them in the same bowl.
I'm not certain if this worked or not
Okay.
because I
You'll
just
find out.
realized it won't test it for me on this other screen.
Okay, so hold tight, everybody. Here we
Oh,
go.
That's not what I meant to
That's not it.
Uh,
Oh no, are we going to be stuck watching this again? I mean, not that it's not pretty and not worth watching it. Look, there's my name. Oh, that is definitely not the video we're supposed to be watching. There's Scott's
there's
name.
me.
do. It's still.
I know. I could just see what you're doing on YouTube. There's Andrew. He's not earning his keep this week very well.
It's not Andrew. It's Ray.
Ray.
That's because
No, you're watching
looking
a
at the
different
wrong
video.
screen.
You're looking at the wrong video. See, this is the video that we're talking over. And, well, now it's going to start playing again so we can... Oh, now we're back.
Oh.
yeah, it's because
Hello.
I was able to make it go away.
There... Is this it?
So
Is,
this is-
is
this-
it really playing? You're
Yeah,
not
it is.
fooling with us, are you?
No, it is really playing.
Okay, so Scott, tell us about this
This like
rapid fire.
Rapid fire thing that we're seeing. So in the game that we are playing tonight, the character I play, Phineas, has sort of a companion animal, which is actually a magical alchemical creature. Has the spirit of a bird kind of locked inside it to give it power. Oh, I didn't expect it to just jump right away.
I know I didn't expect it
Well-
to just play once. I mean,
so we can play it again.
okay.
That's fine. So I tried to make this as super fancy and expensive looking as possible. So we've got a creature that's got a massive piece of jade with alchemical carvings in it as the power source. That's kind of where the spirit is housed. The musculature is basically like metal cables, and then the porcelain plates that cover it, including the wings, have like gold leafing on them for the patterning of the feathers and super fancy stuff.
I was thinking alabaster would be cool too.
Maybe.
I mean, you've been calling it porcelain, and
Well,
I've
that's
been,
because that's what we called it.
Well, I know
mean,
that's what
it's
we call it.
ceramic. I mean,
Well, it is
they're
ceramic.
terracotta.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Where
That's what we based
alabaster would,
it on. Be stone.
yes. Oh, I know what alabaster is.
I know.
Thank you, man, for telling
That
me
wasn't.
what.
I wasn't telling you. I was telling the possible younger people in the audience who might not know. I imagine most of our audience does, but just in case,
Well, I mean,
I'm doing the co-host chat thing.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, we know the answers to it, but you fill it in just in case.
David's a science teacher.
I'm certain David knows. I
So
wasn't
David-
telling
so
David.
would know how to get an eagle spirit into a piece of jade.
He very
is
well
what
might.
what I'm hearing.
I
That's
would
a-
not be surprised. We'll see if he's still here to answer that question. I'm pretty sure he's laughing though.
Because that's science. That's the
That is
science I want to
definitely
get in on.
that is definitely science. Science.
Science.
It's not science, it's magic.
It's alchemy.
See,
and
he
that
is laughing.
Science.
He is laughing at
Okay.
this. Yes. Oh,
Didn't you watch?
Scott
Metal?
is very
Scott is very quiet.
All
Um,
right, Scott.
How am I? I've never been accused of being quiet.
It's
And
because
yet
you're-
you keep getting it
it's
because you
you're
don't
not
talk
it's
into your
because
mic.
You're not talking into your mic. You have to bring it in front of your mouth. I can't turn you up much further without starting to blow things.
Your these mics are not very forgiving.
Yeah, these mics are like this big, like the space that
Unless you want me to
talk
give
into-
you the old mic back.
I would rather
not
not do
now.
that because the old mics won't. They won't. We'll have to really play with the sound then. But we'll talk about that later off camera.
That's not for
Oh.
tonight.
Mhm.
It's for the
So
future.
Scott wanted to know if you knew how to get an eagle spirit into
into a chunk of jade.
a chunk of jade so that we could make
'Cause that's the kind of-
alchemical mechs.
Because that's the kind of science he wants.
Yes, because
Science.
that's our expectations from our science teachers.
Because we're
Come into the
Americans.
21st century. Because what?
Because we're Americans.
America.
Our
We don't-
expectations
our
are
ex-
high.
Our expectations about science are always way off.
Yeah,
and
'cause
I want to be able to get it at the mall.
he's like, I mean, that's a fair question. Yes, I mean, so, of course, here as Americans, we expect to be able to, lock spirits into jade and to believe that, global warming and global climate change are not true. So, I mean,
And the
that's
Earth is flat.
and the Earth
Look,
is
come on.
flat.
It's
Right.
totally flat.
Right. It's got the Pac-Man wraparound. Anyway, so
That's
I
one of my
mean-
favorite scientific theories
Like
ever.
you guys have never seen the turtle.
I have been in an airplane. I've seen turtles. Not necessarily at the same time.
Certainly not that turtle.
Not that turtle. All right.
Nor have I seen the elephants.
I feel really cheated by that.
Me too. I mean, I understand why I missed the fifth one.
Yes, because we would really have to fly off the edge. And we would Pac-Man around to the
No,
other side.
that one crash landed on the.
Oh, that's right.
So the fifth one, it's buried somewhere. They're fat deposits.
I was actually thinking about the original
Ethics be damned. Do we
mythical-
want progress or just pseudoscience nonsense?
Oh yeah, bioethics people might come after me. Yeah, there's that. I guess we'll have to keep that secret between us. I'll PM you later, David. So, all right. So, are we gonna game?
Eventually.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we always have to kind of unwind.
Yeah, there's always a bit of decompression here at the beginning. So, while we're doing our decompress
Okay.
and we're talking about things,
Sorry, I know that makes you nervous.
don't do that.
I won't.
While we are talking about things,
Yeah, we're gonna do something in
Words
May.
and stuff.
words and stuff. I wasn't actually going to talk about May yet because
But
we don't have anything nailed down yet. We're working on mailing something down for May 4th. Keep your day clear,
in
probably
case
your
you-
whole day.
In case you missed it, May the 4th might be a clue
It might be a big clue.
as to what we might be doing here.
That's something to do with Mike Tyson.
I'm sure.
What? All right, so
Always.
I will say
Always.
that
said be
that
with you.
May 4th.
And I said always.
Always.
No, stop. We're distracting Andrew. We have to sit here very
Well, no, you don't have to sit quietly. It's just there are days, and
Oh, so I did get to unironically say in the past, well, it was 2 weeks ago, but we haven't really talked about the wedding. I got to unironically say, may you live long and prosper, and the force be with you always.
Thanks, Gandalf.
That was my benediction at the wedding.
So in case you missed it, Monica performed a wedding,
For two of the geekiest people I know.
and it was very sweet.
And one
And-
of them is
and-
a Star Wars fan, and one of them is a Star Trek fan, and they have married their geekdoms together, and they let me do the ceremony. Little do they realize, no, just kidding.
They realize now.
Oh yeah, they do.
So anyway, so yeah, we are going to do something on May 4th. Look for that. This channel will definitely be doing something, but I believe we're going to be doing it in concert with a couple of other channels, and we will have more details for you as those roll in. So watch for that, but I can tell you that there will be some other things to kind of go along with our end of it.
Uh-huh. We're gonna have some old faces and new faces.
Did we
and
ask all the people that we were going to ask?
I did. That person is thinking about it.
Okay.
They're more of a Trek fan.
Fair.
So
Fair. Well, so
but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I thought about saying be excellent to each other, but I was specifically asked to not go too overboard, so all of my references were more subtle than obvious.
until the force be with you.
Yeah, until the force be with you. Because the live long and prosper just kind of rolled into what I was going to say, and when I got to that point, and I said, just to say, may you live long and happy lives, and I just was like, nah, we're just going for it.
Never say die, never surrender.
No, we're not doing that.
That didn't belong in there.
Why not?
Oh, Terry's here. Hi, Terry.
Star Trek appropriate.
Well,
No.
it was
Star
a
Trek
wedding.
adjacent.
It was a wedding. It wasn't a. It wasn't. Well, they went to actually part of their honeymoon was they went to Celebration because they're up in Chicago. So, I mean, we gamed. Their reception had no dance floor. They had music, but no dance floor. They had board games and card games, and there was
And
definitely
table 4.
and table 4, which is a new game. Oh no, you would have been very. You would have fit in so well in table 4. It hurts.
Yep. So, What I was going to say though is that we are on social media, and that, you
Are you
can
keeping
follow
up with
us.
that now?
I'm kind of keeping up with Twitter. Nobody's tweeted to us, so
Oh, well, I guess
And
I'll
I
have to.
I should post more, but I'm working up to it.
Well,
At least now I can get to it easily. It's on my phone and active, and
I think it's just getting into the habit of it. And since I've been trying to get out of the habit of social media, it's
It's a
hard
lot
to
easier than you think.
what to get out of the habit. Yeah, it is. I just don't do it anymore. I mean, I
I
check
got
it
out of
maybe
the habit
once
really
or twice a day.
fast. I have a hard time, on social media.
I will say that I miss my friends, but I don't miss a lot of the political and like it's just
It's really
really
depressing.
rough.
Just the regular news. Forget the
Yeah.
political news. The stuff that filters onto my feed from any news source on any topic. It is just
Well, yeah, like last week Notre Dame burned. I mean, it was on fire. It was salvaged to some degree.
yeah, but that's like honest to God real news. I mean, it's just the amount of stuff that comes through that it's like, it's the stuff that makes you wonder if Facebook is still up to their nonsense where they're trying to send you just the
worst stuff
the
they
worst
could.
small stories they can.
Yeah.
So
No, not that, Terry. No. We're not. Yeah, we're not. No.
Oh wait, that's Twix. That's Twix.
Oh, yeah.
My bad.
Do you like left Twix or right Twix better?
I am an equal Twix opportunist.
If I had a Twix in front of me, I would eat it.
I assume that left and right means which hand I'm supposed to hold it with while I'm eating it. Bang. Bang,
Well-
bang, bang.
I'm of the small subset that likes the right ones out of the left package.
Oh my
I got yelled
god!
at for that once.
You what?
I got yelled at for that once.
What? For eating the right one out of the left package?
Don't you judge me.
My husband just said that's his favorite.
I was being
I know you were being silly.
because this is the worst commercials ever, and yet they still persist years after their inception.
No, there are much worse commercials than that.
All right, you're right. It's not the worst, but it is a bad campaign. It is really just awful.
Yeah,
It makes my brain hurt.
there are worse commercials than that. They are all on Hulu or the CW app or anywhere else where they only have 4 of them that you see every 15 minutes.
It doesn't matter how good that commercial was. After you've watched it every 15 minutes
For 4 hours.
for 4 hours, it's awful.
Yeah.
Not when it's the KFC commercial where we have a different celebrity being the Colonel.
That one's terrible. I hate
No, those are
those.
amazing.
No, I hate those commercials.
The problem is
like we
the
go from
problem
Norm
isn't-
Macdonald to Jason Alexander. How is that bad? As the Colonel.
I don't know that I've seen that one. I
No,
know
the
I've
one,
seen
the one I'm
some-
talking about, the ones I'm talking about, and even if it's a good commercial, the problem is you see it over and over. There's like no variation. Hulu runs like 2 commercials that we get to see.
Yeah.
You watch a couple of we were playing catch up on a couple of things. So we had like 3 or 4 episodes of a show to watch. And it was like, really? This one again
I mean, we were
and
quoting
again
it.
and again?
Kit Kat's better than Twix. I don't
Mm.
know. I'm a real fan of Twix.
I like caramel.
I like caramel too. I mean, I like Kit Kats. Don't get me wrong, but I like Twix. I like the cookies better. I'm not as big a fan as of the wafers. Mathematically, yes. I don't know. You'd
I
have
don't
to do
know.
it by
What's the weight?
You'd have to check the weight.
It doesn't matter if the weight is, it just seems like more.
But they're smaller. Significantly smaller.
Right, people don't catch that.
I know, but
All they
I
see
like-
is 4 versus 2.
That's
I still like Twix better,
yeah.
even if it is the right one out of the left packet. Reese's. Oh yes, Reese's are definitely better than Kit Kats.
We're no longer friends.
What?
You can't watch this cast anymore.
Don't listen to him. He's just the guest co-star every week. Who has his own podcast, which you can boycott if you like. Oh.
The way I look at it is that when we like different things, though, I don't look at it as, you know, I can't like you because you eat something that I don't eat.
I look
I
at
look
it
at
as
it as
Easter
more for
equal
me.
opportunity.
More for me.
Easter basket equal opportunity.
I eat them all.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're telling me that if I showed up with Reese's and chicken bacon thingies, and I said you can have
One or the other.
one,
I would have to probably go for the protein because those chicken bacon thingies are awesome,
aren't they though?
and I can get Reese's at work. I can't get chicken bacon thingies at work.
Goodness.
Yeah,
I
opportunity.
don't have to waste money on Reese's.
Well, I saw the one your sister had. I mean, it looked like it was the size of, you know.
You could drive on that. That was a tire.
That was
it
the one
huge.
Lynette gave her.
I know.
That was a tire.
I gave her the 2-pack of those.
She had one. She had a single Reese's that was about this big around.
It is actually too big.
and it was probably probably an inch.
It's
inch
like a
and
half pound.
Yeah, half pound
It's a
of
half pound
chocolate and peanut butter.
and chocolate.
It was actually too big.
Speak for yourself. I'd like to give it a shot.
She may still have the 2-pack that I gave her.
So I'm
That's
not
a full pound.
So I'm not a big fan of black licorice. Red licorice isn't too bad. Black licorice is just strong, but strangely enough, I like fennel, and I like the candy covered fennel, which tastes very much like Good and Plenty's, but I don't like Good and Plenty's. What? I don't like the textures of Good and Plenty's. They're too big.
Okay.
They're too big, but the little
I was like,
fennels,
but-
the
yeah,
little
'cause I
fennel
don't-
things are like
Yeah, I don't like
just
the little fennel things.
right. That's why I have them and you don't.
Well, I know.
Let's see what else is going on.
Is that-
Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory also sells some that are huge but are more reasonably sized. See, I
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. One of my complaints about Reese cups is that there is not a good balance sometimes between chocolate and peanut butter when they get bigger, because they usually put more peanut butter in them.
No, they're more chocolate, and their chocolate is not good chocolate. If you take a bite out of the side of it, there's not enough peanut butter to chocolate. Their chocolate, as they get bigger, becomes more structural to hold its shape,
Okay.
and that's where it falls apart. There isn't enough peanut butter to it. If you eat like the Reese's eggs, where it's barely any chocolate over the peanut butter,
Uh-huh.
they're much better.
In your opinion, yes.
Well, if you don't like the eggs, that's fine.
Oh no, I like the eggs. I will never turn down any Reese cup of any kind, even the ones like with the little Reese pieces in them. Those are awesome
well,
too.
that's good.
Those are yummy.
Although I tell you what, I'll eat the bigger ones if they put the pieces in
Uh-huh.
there, because somehow that changes the mix of things.
Well, yeah, because
But
there's like
if
a
you get
texture
you get
inside
the eggs with the Reese's Pieces, it's a waste.
too. I've never seen the eggs with the Reese pieces. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then we won't do that.
They're just not it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything significantly.
Of course, all the Easter candy that we're gonna buy on Monday anyway. So we'll just do
Or it's
whatever.
gonna be given to us,
Yes.
because I probably won't have to buy any.
No.
Grandparents,
We don't really need to buy candy.
grandparents.
That's what grandparents are for. So Terry likes Good and Plenty's, and of all licorice, black being the actual licorice, and red vines and the others are different flavors. Yes, they are.
Do you like red vines?
Yeah, we want to know. So our question is, do you like red vines? Well,
Red
we'll wait
vines or
till you catch up.
Twizzlers? Which ones?
Now you're
Oh.
gonna drive your audience away.
I know that's like fighting words in a lot of places.
There are very few candies I turn down, but I don't always.
Wait,
but I don't
red
eat a
vines
lot.
or Twizzlers?
I'll eat either one.
I know you'll eat either one, but which do you like better?
The one that's in front of me. I don't know why you asked that again.
So Scott, how about you?
Red vines are good. Twizzlers are bad. Oh, well, according to at least to David.
As with most things like snacks and candy and such,
The one that's in front of
The
you.
one that's in front of me.
Fair.
Especially if it's free. Terry says red vines are okay. He likes the green apple ones better. I've never seen green apple ones.
I've never seen green apple ones either.
That must be a his state kind of thing.
Yeah. Although the orange cream one, the orange cream Twizzlers from last year were actually pretty good.
Okay, so
I haven't seen those this year yet.
don't particularly care for most orange and cream, and I don't like bullseyes. I don't like caramel with cream in them. It's probably one of the few candies I'll turn my nose up at, and I don't know why.
Mm. Bullseyes are a weird one. I've seen better ways of mixing those two. Bullseye's almost like too much caramel, and the cream is a little too.
It's like gritty, if I remember.
Yeah,
I mean, like I probably haven't had one in 35 years. I honestly can't say I remember exactly what they taste like. I just didn't like them.
That's fair. So now that we've talked about candies ridiculously long,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I know. Now I want some.
Well, during the break, after you
I'm not-
GM for us for a little bit, you can have some.
We don't have any.
No, we do.
You have fennel beds.
No, we have candy upstairs.
I don't think we do. Actually, let me rephrase this. I don't think I do.
Okay, well,
I
you may
think- I
not
think-
have
I
anything.
think the
I
children
have
do.
plenty of candy.
I got
But that's
Legos.
okay.
That's like candy.
That is like candy.
That's like plastic crack.
Yes, it is. No, you're not showing off your Legos.
And if you spend $75 on Marvel products at the Lego store, the Avengers Tower can be yours for free.
This is not a paid endorsement.
This is my personal urging you to go out and spend money.
I can't.
Why do you do that?
What?
'Cause
We
I'm
don't
a
have money.
bad
I will.
person.
I will in 2 weeks, but they won't be running that anymore.
Because if I could get paid to play devil's advocate,
I don't know. He's
You
gonna
just like
ruin
anything
it.
that has the word devil in it,
True.
so my friend
especially
has a,
devil's food.
my friend David
Oh,
has
I like devil's
oh,
food.
That's good stuff.
See?
My friend David has a channel called Home Tooled,
Mm-hmm.
where he builds and runs RC cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with him to the hobby store on Wednesday. And before we went, he's like, before we go inside, I need you to promise me something. What's that? He says, do not let me buy this particular model of car. Like, okay, why? He's like, well, because it's 10% off. You're talking to the wrong person, buddy.
I am an enabler. My middle name is Enabler Scott Enabler McFez.
I like it. Legal change coming up. And then he says, well, because that particular one is pre-built, it's ready to drive. And I only build my own on my channel. Oh, okay, yeah, that's totally fine. I can do this for you. And we get inside and we find he's like, this is the one I told you not to let me buy. I'm like, okay, don't buy it. And we made our way up front, and the owner says, I saw you eyeing that one. He's like, yeah, it's ready to drive. I don't want it. He says, well, that one right behind you is a kit. You have to build the whole thing. What? I said, you're buying that one.
Was it also 10% off?
It was.
You're
So-
welcome, David. David's gonna go get candy from the refrigerator. We reminded him.
Ah, the Reese's eggs in the fridge. See?
Yeah, so he
So
got
that's
out.
how you know
He
a
got out of there
true
spending
friend.
only an extra $450.
It's one on
Well-
his channel.
It's for a good cause.
Right?
It could be a tax write-off. I mean, you know, you can.
He's probably almost bought enough just in the last month to say, yes, it could be.
It doesn't take a whole lot to start writing
Nope.
things off.
No, not really.
You get money back for it, though.
Well, they do give you money back as long as you expend more than you make. Ask me how I know. Have you seen my lovely sound stage in my basement?
Where?
It's actually pretty ugly down here. It just looks pretty from the one angle that people can see
Hey,
it
you
from.
know, it
I
actually
got
doesn't
an
even
empty
look.
egg carton we could put up in the rafters.
One
Just
empty
one?
egg, one empty egg carton.
I have an
I
empty.
have 2 full ones.
That would be terrible.
We could put those up there too.
No.
No.
Thank you, though. Thanks for the offer. Let's game.
So the last time we got together
Yes.
on a Friday night,
Uh-huh.
things happened.
Yes, they did.
Things and stuffs.
Things and stuffs.
I made a great big mech mad. And then we captured the guys inside.
Right.
And my mentor almost got killed. I paid good XP for that guy. What's wrong with you?
He lived. What are
Okay.
you talking about?
All right.
And I got to use a robot to scare the pants off a guy in jail.
Yeah, that
Right.
was fun.
The robot we saw earlier.
The robot we saw earlier.
Yes. Robots are cool.
Yay, King.
Yay, King.
Yeah, so
He's so pretty.
when last we left, you had wrangled up some bad guys. They were being sent off for justice.
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 This isn't quite America. So actually, Andrew and I were talking about that. Are we still thinking it's going to be sort of a alternate history, past, future,
We never
like
went
layout
that
of the?
route. Well, kind of that geography maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot,
Okay.
because there were still supposed to be countries around the entire area. That's
Oh, okay, that's
wasteland.
right.
So Worm Foods, what we did was we were interrogating the guy in the prison cell, and as previously mentioned, the magic automatons of this world are powered by animal spirits, or just different spirits in
Mhm.
general. So the bird that we displayed earlier is my animal companion, and to get information, I may have told the guy that they don't really know they're dead. And so sometimes they get hungry. And even though they don't really eat anything, they just like going through the motions. And he's
Keep talking.
a
I'm trying to get
he's a
you
fun
in.
looking little bird. He's I forget how big the white bellied sea eagle is.
Well, I would say he's probably about the size of well, he's bigger than a red-tailed
does- I'll-
hawk.
Let's be honest. It
Is he-
doesn't
I
take
mean-
a whole lot for a bird of prey to be scary.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a bald eagle. He's not that big,
No.
No,
But-
those birds are big.
but it doesn't take a whole lot.
Yeah, so the robot bird didn't leave an egg on his face. He tried to eat it.
No, he told him it would eat it
Yes. He was threatened with his face being eaten.
by a ceramic bird,
It's Twoo.
by a terracotta bird of prey.
Yes.
Terracotta raptor is what I was trying to say.
Yep.
So, as we pick up this week, we begin in the
Oh.
now
35 inches long with a wingspan of 7.2 feet.
Wow. At 35 inches long, he's like the size of a toddler.
They weigh just shy of 10 pounds when they're flesh and blood.
That's all they weigh? Wow.
they fly.
Well, I know hollow wings are nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as we pick up this week, we pick up in the now empty jail.
Sunny downtown Burbank.
We're not in Burbank. Wish we were. It's supposed to snow tonight. No joke. I wouldn't lie about that. Sorry. On with the show.
I thought we were
You
past
kept-
all of this.
What?
It's all right.
I'm
So-
trying to adjust the sound. The board's too far away from me.
Okay.
Use the force, Harry.
The Mike and I are having a very good conversation, aren't we, Mike? Oh, Mike's not in the room. I'm sure someone out there is going to talk to me. I'm going to start doing late night radio with some smooth jazz.
Welcome to Smooth Jazz Hands Radio with Nick Fez.
And this is why we take
Pour a nice tall glass of Spirit Fingers.
To get 4 hours of gaming in. You got snow today? Wait. You had snow today in Florida? Are you serious? I wanted to make sure that was really who I thought. Oh man. Well, I guess you didn't have to turn the AC on today at least. Oh, but out in California they had the AC on because it was mid 80s. I'm really unhappy with my friends in chat right now. You guys just need to stop. All right, sorry.
Are we really ready to begin? Because you kept nagging me to start.
I have friends who want to talk to me. Sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a very, very long day.
Yeah, I know. It has been a rough day.
Yes, it
all
has
around.
been. Yes.
So, as we pick up in the now empty jail cell. And sitting
Wait, our guy got out?
No,
Yeah.
we had to send him off to be.
they've all gone to court and done their thing.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're picking up sometime
a few
later.
days later.
Like-
sometime later.
Sometime
after
later.
execution.
Well, because somebody was in a lot of bad shape. And so we pick up in the now empty jail cell with just the three of you and King.
Because he's his own bird.
It is you two, King, and Reese sitting in the jail cell.
I hope we're drinking.
And in the cell itself, locked up behind bars, is your big philosopher or sorcerer stone.
No, I thought we already put it. I thought we hit it already.
You put it in the bank.
Oh, at the end of the last game, you actually had us take care of it. We can back that out.
Did I?
Uh-huh. We took it to an abandoned silver mine and collapsed it, but we don't have to do that. We can
Oh, no, because that's
retcon
actually what I was about to go do, but I forgot about that.
Yeah, you wrapped it up.
I forgot about that.
Well, we can
What?
retcon the fast telling of it, and you can tell the story now.
That's fine. We can do that.
So if you haven't already listened to the end of last week's, skip the last 5 minutes. What?
I thought we parked ourselves in front of the bank.
Yeah, but then the next morning,
Okay.
Reese took us out to the abandoned silver mine. I
Okay.
can't believe I actually have a memory of this, but
I don't remember that part. That's weird.
I know because I never remember that kind of shit.
I forgot that I must have trucked through that at the very end, like really fast.
I think you did. I think you were just trying to wrap things up, which is fine because it was a late night that week.
Right.
But now we're going to actually play through it,
Parts of it.
parts of it.
So Reese has got his arm in a sling and is looking in kind of rough shape. And he looks over his shoulder kind of nervously at the stone sitting in the cell.
What's in a box?
Yeah. He's still looking at it nervously.
Okay.
And kind of gives it a one, that little bit of a side eye. Not like he's actually like afraid of it, but
He's suspicious of it.
he's suspicious of it, and rightly so. I mean, we've seen what it does.
It kills everybody except the people it saves. Ironically.
Well, when used incorrectly.
So May assures him that he's not hurt enough to trigger it.
It's a good thing.
I don't know what kind of range it has, though.
Well, I didn't get hurt in front of it, so that might also have a bearing.
Yeah. We're definitely going to want to put it somewhere that if it does go off, it's unlikely to have a lot of impact.
I have a place in mind.
Okay.
But if
The
it gets
sounds you
out,
are currently hearing are our children upstairs fighting over Terraria, Minecraft, or some other game that they're playing
I don't know
online.
that they can hear them.
I can see them popping. They hit the floor. It bumped in the mics. Sorry.
So I've got a place for it, but once we take care of it,
Mm-hmm.
best forget where it is.
Okay. I'm not planning to need it again. And I certainly don't want it set loose on anybody.
No, that was awful.
It's one of those things that once they made it, this is worse than the armor.
Yeah. It is because it's indiscriminate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's do this then.
Well, we need to head out to.
Isn't there a way we could just kind of, I don't know, depower it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Jesus.
It'll recharge on its own, and you've seen the cost it takes to recharge. And I'm not the kind of horrible person that it would take to do that.
What? Decharge it?
Mm-hmm.
Or expend its charge? Yeah, no.
And I think from what you were telling me, it would backfire anyways.
It took an entire train wreck to deplete it.
Well, yeah, but that was after how long? It just being stuck in the ground.
Well, it didn't take long for it to recharge to the same color. I mean, it took a while,
it
but
ain't near as bright as it were.
isn't it almost recharged at this point?
It's getting there.
Okay. I mean, I don't see that it's going to take too
Well,
long.
and the problem is that from what you were saying, it can draw power from whomever it becomes entangled with too.
Yeah, it's best to be put away.
So all the people that have been healed by it are also funneling power back to it.
Yeah. The further we can put it from any source, the better. So we gonna ride
So-
out, or yes?
He kind of grins. He's like, "We'll ride out, but I'll give you a lift."
We got Uber.
We don't. We've got our own horses. Okay. How are we gonna carry that thing then?
He grins.
Oh Lord, what have you made now?
I haven't made anything.
What have you found?
I made a friend.
You made a friend. You made a friend. I disbelieve. Let's go meet this friend.
Okay.
I'm going to reserve my opinion of this friend until we know.
We'll have to go meet up with him,
Okay.
which means a little bit out of the ways.
All right.
We need to haul your package with us. I'm rather pleased that nobody decided to up and keel over in town while I was out in the wilderness.
I'm glad nobody decided to break into the bank because that would have been bad.
Right.
but we really didn't have a good place to put it.
Right.
No one's gonna break into that bank. You don't steal from leprechauns.
He's a halfling, you douche.
Wee man, fancy dress,
Okay, he's a leprechaun.
all the gold. He was a leprechaun.
All right, he's a leprechaun.
So
So we actually do still mount up in our armor because
Mhm.
we have to carry this thing.
right.
We can't do that. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, David. Friend or friend?
She's a friend. 2 gold a night.
Now they're quoting Monty Python in chat.
Now we're friends again.
Now we're friends again.
Now we're friends again. All right.
All right. So we go out and make nice with our armor so that it lets us in, and then we pick up the box, and then we take off.
A nod's as good as a wink to a blind bat.
So you ride out to a nearby farm. It has like one of those large horse
Okay.
pastures.
Okay.
Not a single sign of a horse,
That's not good.
but there is a large barn on the property
Oh.
when you approach. And there is an attractive young woman,
I knew it.
well, youngish woman.
She's way too young for him. Sorry.
She's like young compared to him, but not as young as you.
Are you saying I'm young? Okay.
Isn't your character young?
My character's probably in her mid-20s at this point.
Yeah, so she's
mean-
younger. She's younger than this woman.
Okay.
This one's probably in her mid-30s.
Okay. All right.
She's like, you can see as she comes out and walks towards the road area with a shotgun in her hands and wearing like riding gear.
Okay.
She says, kind of gives you to the kind of the once over, and then Reese steps from around from behind where he's been kind of keeping back a little bit because he's not as fast as your armor.
Well, we could have carried him too, but that would have been embarrassing. So, okay.
Only into papoose.
So Reese comes on. Magda. She's Reese. We're your friends. It's like this is May. And this is her friend
Finn.
Finn. Phineas Flanagan.
Aye.
May Bates.
Pleasure, ma'am.
She nods. So, Reese, we need to talk.
Oh,
He's
she's
like-
breaking up with him.
Oh, man, I hope she doesn't do it in front of us.
It's like, what? She's like, so they kind of go off to a little bit to the side.
Or he's gonna be a da.
I never thought he would find a girl. I'm
So there's- there-
happy for him.
There's a bit of
I seen his glasses. I'm not sure he'd find a door.
Now stop. He's not that old.
Like, what graveyard did you meet him in?
Will you stop? He was my commanding officer in the military.
or your recruiting officer.
He was my recruiting and training officer in the
What mall did he
regulators.
lie to you at?
He came to my house to lie to me.
Oh. Makes a lot more sense.
So you guys are are having your side conversation.
You know, if you'd
he
watched the
starts
video
laughing.
from a couple weeks ago, you'd know these answers.
And Reese starts
Found on
laughing.
YouTube.
Reese starts laughing.
Okay.
He's like, is that all? She's like, is that all? Are you kidding me?
It's gonna be a dog.
Good.
That is 6 cows
Oh, that's bad.
in a
sounds-
week.
That sounds terrible.
I don't know what kind of marriage this is, but it's sounding expensive.
I know. Either that or they have some really big families.
Bye.
Oh, bye. See you later.
So he's like, she was hurt. It's not surprising. She always eats big when she's healing.
This sounds interesting.
She's like, yeah, but that is 6 of my prized cattle.
This must be what he's giving us a ride on. I hope it's an elephant. They told me that they had elephants out here.
Do elephants eat cows?
I don't know.
So he's like, I'll reimburse you. I've got plenty of money.
Obviously, they're not dating.
And she's like, well, that's good. And then they exchange a set of looks and kind of grin at each other. And then you're back to not being so certain. It's like for a moment, you're like, maybe, maybe not.
What was this lady's name again? I failed to write it down when you told me.
Magda.
Magda. I guess I should keep her in the notes. Probably gonna run into her again.
Well, she's got a name now. She's important.
Yep. She'll be dead at the end of the episode. Just kidding.
Don't rule it out.
I know now that I've said it, Andrew's gonna be like, ooh. Don't kill off his girlfriend. That would be sad. Alright, so anyway.
How many horses is equivalent to 1 cow?
Well, it depends on what you're considering an equivalency.
So he's like, come on, this way.
Alright. Pick back up the box.
So the 4 of you start heading towards the barn. He says, Magda here is one of the best veterinarians in the area. She's taking care of my girl.
Sounds like your girl's a big one.
A little.
A little. Okay.
So they open the barn doors and they open with one of those and like kind of, comes in. You can see in the light there's like all the swirling bits of dust and hay, and in the shadows at the back end of the barn is an enormous form that when it moves glimmers slightly. And then it rises, adjusts, and steps out.
I put the box down slowly.
A dragon.
Jesus.
Stomps out of the...
6 cows. Okay, got it.
And she kind of huffs the air a little bit.
What color is she?
She is brownish with gold flecking to
Okay.
the scales.
Can I make a ID and understand supernatural roll to
Mhm.
know exactly what kind of a dragon I'm looking at here?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled an 18. And
Desert drake.
a desert drake.
Its coloration is very similar to that of the wasteland.
Okay. So it's camouflage, basically. Well, you sure know how to find some good friends.
I helped her with a helped her patch up her wing before I was able to bring her to Magda. She and I have gotten along quite well. Come here, girl. The dragon comes out. He raises his hand. She snuffs his hand. And as it comes out, you realize it is not as big as dragons you had expected them to be in the stories. It is probably like 2 elephants back to back with wings.
So it's still big.
It's still big, but it is not quite as big. I mean, it's enormous. You can see why it went through multiple cows in a week.
Yeah. So how?
And you can see what appears to be a healing wound on her side.
So where in the world did you find yourself a desert drake and then heal it so that it could be your friend?
It's like, it's too long a story.
Okay, well, you owe me that story later on then.
He nods.
Miss
We'll see.
Magda, can we leave our armor here? It seems that
He's
the
like,
sheriff wants to show off.
She's like, you can leave it here if you want. He's like, she can carry it.
Okay. Wow. They carry more than I thought. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's a desert drake.
Aren't they like predators and stuff?
Aren't you?
Like, I mean, not really.
Hey,
Isn't
Scott.
Isn't she or he?
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's a bird.
This is a great big lizard.
That's
A great big lizard. Yes, you're saying Scott.
Your raptor is actually doing something that you've never seen it do before. It is actually kind of trying to give birth, space to the dragon. It is definitely recognizing a more potent predator
as it
And
probably should.
and reacting accordingly.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, you don't have to go if you don't want to, you big wimp.
I'd go with you,
Okay.
but I don't want to. I just need a minute.
Okay.
This is new for me.
Okay, take a breather.
This ain't like your run-of-the-mill animal.
It's not that different.
Bloody great it is.
Well, while you decide to figure out what you're going to do,
That's a massive.
May takes off her armor.
That's a massive lass right there.
I mean,
he's
she
like,
pops
he's
the
like, go
back
ahead
in.
and keep it, stay
No,
in
no,
it.
she pops it because she wants some air
Okay.
and wants to be able to get closer to the drake and actually touch it. It's not nearly as much fun to touch it in armor.
I mean, whenever you want to go.
Reese is just kind of get this half grin.
She moves closer very slowly to stand next to him.
Dragon kind of turns to face you.
And she stops.
Reese is like, they're very intelligent, aren't you? Like, pats her.
Oh, that's why I took off my armor.
She blinks. And you get the impression that she might be scowling at you.
Why? I mean, I bathed last night.
'Cause you're a female.
Maybe.
And that's her boy.
Well, she can have him.
She's not giving the same kind of look to Magda, though.
She's probably closer to his age than I am. She doesn't seem like she likes me very much.
Yeah, she just doesn't know you yet.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. I put my armor back on.
Yeah, he's like, come on.
Oh, come on. Oh. So I come over. I walk over to him then.
He just kind of like reaches up and pats her, kind of motions you to do the same.
All right. I do so.
Her scales are cool to the touch.
She's been in the dark. But okay.
And then she, like, after a moment or two of that, she kind of gives you one last little bit of a glare and then ignores you.
Okay. That's good. Being ignored by the biggest predator in the room is a good thing.
I mean, she did just have a cow.
Magda's like, yeah, just. Scott, from where you're standing, kind of there at the door, still in your armor, now that this is like going on and Magda's like, yeah, just, you can actually see what appears to be like
Part of a cow.
bits of carcass and, you know, sheared clean bones. Yeah. Back in the barn.
All right. Well, once she starts ignoring me, I put my armor back on since it looks like we're about ready to go.
He's like, let me go get my saddle.
Okay.
Your friend has a saddle for the dragon.
What else would you use to ride an ant? What else would you use to ride him out?
I don't think that dragons are your typical mount.
I think you lack imagination.
I did say typical.
Okay.
There's never been anything typical about me, son.
That. He also has excellent hearing. It does not seem to have diminished at all.
I heard that too.
I know you did. That's why I said it. He's also
He lugs
really
out.
nosy.
He lugs out an enormous belt first. Says getting this thing on her, and it's usually a chore and a half, but so he brings out like all the bits and tack, and you can see all the gear comes out, and he brings it out piecemeal, and then works it basically, you know, coaxing her to let him put it on her, which involves a lot of like pulleys and rigging to get things into place. And it's a complicated set of rigs that basically allow him to do it by himself.
Okay.
He gets a little bit of help from Magda because his arm's still in a sling, and she seems to know what she's doing. And it still takes almost an hour to get it saddled. The whole time, the dragon is very patient.
Okay. Yeah, David wants to know what hurt the dragon. I'm sure we're going to find out soon enough. You're not my friend anymore. The look on Andrew's face is awesome.
Worth it. Hi.
He's your friend.
He sits next to you.
That's because you made me sit next to him. I wanted him to sit across from me. But now
Better
I can hit him.
And there is extra benefit to having him sit next
Can I
to
get
you.
XP for that?
Wig my
No.
discovery.
I am now close enough to hit you all the times I've ever wanted to. Now I can. Woo!
And a dragon. That's 2 discoveries.
Yes.
So after about an hour, they get the dragon all saddled up.
It takes an hour to saddle up the dragon? Holy
Yeah.
crap. I am going to take off my armor. It's easier to sit outside of it.
That's fine.
What?
I mean, we're waiting on Grandpa here.
I know.
You think it might have gone faster if he wasn't, one-armed, but he does have help, so maybe it would go faster, maybe it wouldn't.
Okay.
But,
It's like last week. Half of one, 6 dozen another.
mm-hmm.
Stop. All right. So hang out. Sit in the shade. Watch them.
So as you're doing that, you find out that a orcish circus was trying to wrangle her.
Oh, that's how she got hurt.
And the orc circus had their own mechs.
Wow. Those are some pretty serious mechs.
Well,
I mean, our mechs would probably, if we had enough of them, we could mess up a Drake too, but
probably.
we'd need more than 2.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Your 2 alone might do it. It was only 2 of the orc mechs.
Okay.
But they were trying to secure the dragon, and dragon wasn't having any of it. And injured as she was, she nearly wiped out a small homestead that the sheriff happened to be patrolling through. And so Reese helped take care of her, and then he went and had to deal with the pursuing orcs who didn't seem to take any care whatsoever about whose homestead or whom they hurt, chasing down the dragon.
Okay.
And it's like, so I figure one of these days those guys are going to come back.
Probably.
That'll be a problem, but that's a
I
problem for
doubt it.
tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure you've got someone who'll be right happy to take care of them for you.
It's like, I don't
Who,
think
Magda?
No, you dumbass, the Drake.
we probably won't be caught flat-footed next time.
What did you put in your intelligence pool? 8?
We were supposed to get a pool?
You only took 2?
We got a puddle.
Yeah, you did.
That's not my fault.
That's not my fault. I have 18.
You know how this game is played.
I mean, I can't do anything for
You can't.
strength or
This
speed,
isn't like the
but I'm
magic where you're
smart.
like, oh, I didn't know we had magic.
Well, that was not very well communicated to us. That is not our fault. And that's the story we're sticking to.
I dispute that, but that's okay because it was fun without it.
He's like, the Force. Star Wars has the Force. And we're like, dude, it's like 3 guys.
I know, right? And 2 of them are bad.
3 whole movies. 3 guys at a time.
And 2 of them are always bad.
The prequels, they had more than that.
They all died.
Yeah, but there were more of them in the prequels.
Yeah, but they still all died.
There were still more than 3.
Yes, but having magic is a bad thing. Apparently, you die. So anyway, all right. So
At that rate, there are only 2 alive currently
true enough that we know of.
that we know of.
We're gonna find out about them soon. All right. So they get the
They get this. They get the
Drake
the Drake saddled.
Saddled. I get back in my armor.
He's like, okay, we'll pick you up.
Okay.
Just brace yourselves for it. He
Are
mounts up.
Should we be holding the box, or is she gonna pick that up too?
Actually, he strapped that to the saddle.
Oh, okay.
already.
So that's already up there. All right.
Sorry,
So,
what?
so the dragon takes off.
She's gonna pick us up. And since she's taken off, I can only imagine what that means.
So there's a
You're
rushing
gonna get
sound.
to fly with your bird.
There's a momentary.
I didn't use the chamber pot yet.
There's
I
a
don't
momentary
think you're gonna-
darkening,
I don't think you're gonna
and then
have an option
suddenly
soon.
the earth leaves your feet.
Did you wear your brown pants today? Oh,
because you're in your armor, the way it feels is almost like everything else falls away from you.
because we can't actually feel the
It's a bit like having a mighty jump.
yes without actually having to use your
Because I have the
knees.
jumping skills.
Yes,
Right.
without having to use your knees.
So everything like
I
suddenly
have
like,
first step.
drops away beneath you, and everything kind of lurches up in your bellies a little bit as you go skyward very quickly. Takes a couple of moments to orient yourselves and to get things under control, but then the ground kind of zips past very quickly.
I think I'm gonna have to close my eyes.
I don't like this ride.
People would pay lots of money for this.
I want my money back.
And you hear from up
Address it,
above
care
you.
of Leprechaun.
You hear up above you, Reese whoop.
You ass.
Everyone down there holding on tight.
Colonel, this is not funny.
Sheriff, and I'm having a great time. And the veterinarian's farm falls away. Everything becoming very small and miniature, and you just kind of sail over the back farm into the scrubland, and that quickly dissolves into rocky badlands, and almost before you know it, the mountains start to come closer. That sort of the mesas and that painted landscape start to approach quickly. And as you zip along, the ground beneath you takes on this like reddish hue, and
We're in Georgia.
she just keeps with the mighty flaps of her wings. Gets to the point where you can't even hear one another. It is just and the constant crack as the dragon's wings beat. And then after a little bit, they extend out, and it is just rushing air past everybody, and then they start beating again, and she starts to bring the entire thing to a kind of a slowing.
At some point when it's too loud for anything else, you can hear me laughing too. Because even though it's so loud, I'm just like...
If you don't laugh, you cry.
You're not sure that that's really why she's laughing, but...
That's what I'm going with.
And here I was certain that you're going to be like, ooh, dragon, I'll make friends.
Too smart.
Not you. You're not that smart. All of his other characters have been dumb, I guess. So anyway.
So
No, I mean the dragon. The dragon's too smart.
Oh, the dragon's too smart. Okay.
She starts beating her wings, slowing you down. Once you're about 10 feet off the ground, she lets go.
Okay.
And you guys do like your little bit of a hero landing
Of course we do, because that's the only way people land
in anime.
in anime.
Bend at the knees.
I do.
You take a knee.
I do that too. I can do both.
The armor takes it. It's all good.
It's all good. It's got an armor rating of 3. Surely I don't do more damage. And that was only a 10-foot drop. It's not like she threw us to the ground. That's later. Although my own knee just cracked. Thanks.
So she drops to the ground.
Okay.
Reese is grinning from ear to ear, and he very carefully gets down, given his wounded arm. Has you guys come over and help unstrap the chest. And it's like, there's a cave just over this way.
All right. Tote the box over.
It's a her cave.
No, it's an abandoned silver mine. I think if there's any leftover silver here,
No one knows about it.
no one knows about it. So the site's not going to be of very much interest to anybody. And well, we can get it in there, get it underground, and drop the supports.
Okay.
Once it comes down, shouldn't be anybody trying to dig it up.
I hope not. Well, the good news is that the chance of anybody following us out here is slim to none.
That's why we brought.
So, carry it down. Take it in about as deep as is safe for us to go. The last thing
So-
we want is for it to collapse on us with us in there.
Right. So you go down, and it's got the old timber, and you can see that some of the timber is already cracking and breaking. It looks like it's somewhat dry rotted, particularly closer to the entrance.
Okay.
Number of small rodents and things you can see scurrying around, seeking shelter from the heat of the day. Number of lizards are watching you. Once they get a scent or sight of the dragon, they all vanish.
All right.
You go deep into the caves, and there is a patch of muck.
Go check that out. I think this is your territory.
It's muck.
I bet it's not.
It looks like it's old runoff, probably from outside. That is just not dried because it's so deep and cool in here. Or maybe it's that they hit, a bit of an underground stream. It's hard to say. But it's basically mud. And it's about 2 or 3 feet across and maybe 8 inches deep at its deepest spot. Reese sees it and kind of nods. He's like, it seems like a good place to stick this.
Are you sure the mud may cause the trunk to decay more rapidly and potentially open it to the air in case somebody actually does come down here?
We're gonna collapse it though, right?
Well, yeah, but
The
you
whole
just never
tunnel will
know.
be collapsed in on top of it.
But you never know when someone's going to do something stupid. Well, I guess that's true. I guess the whole thing is going to break open anyway
I don't expect your chest to be.
to survive
It's
either.
much more stupid than fighting an armored gorilla. That was pretty stupid.
Well, you were the one who was fighting it. I was just taking shots at it.
I know, but we did it.
Yeah, you're kind of dumb. All right.
Not that you had a whole lot of choice.
No, we really didn't. That's because the Jam's a jerk. All right. Okay, so we'll put it down.
It's like, plus if we get it, squished in there a little bit, maybe the little bit of, you could even take it out of your chest if you want.
Oh, no, we don't want to take it out of the chest.
Why?
Just trust me.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Get it good and caked, and then when the mud finally dries, never even see it.
okay.
That's only 8 inches deep, though.
Well, we could roll it in it.
Yeah. Plus, we can throw more over it.
Yeah.
All right, you two.
It's like I got shovels in my pack.
So while he goes and does that, we get the stone out.
So he goes and retrieves some shovels and dig it a little bit deeper and pack some more of the crap on top of it.
I speak to the stone.
Okay.
I don't with my understanding of supernatural and everything, I speak to the spirits that I know that have to be in it,
Okay.
and I tell them that it is time for them to sleep.
Okay.
That him or me.
You.
Okay. All right.
You're like, it's time for you to sleep. And it pulses beneath your hand briefly. As you're like, talking to it.
Mm-hmm. Tell it that it won't be disturbed. That's it.
There's a moment when you think you hear echoing voices in the cave.
Okay. Can I try to make them out better?
You can try to do a perception to listen.
Yep. I will spend an effort on that. I rolled a 19 though. So
Sleep.
is it like they're trying to tell me to sleep? Or is it like they're they're repeating it?
Maybe they're repeating it.
Okay.
Maybe they're answering. And you think it's the end of a sentence, not the entire sentence. Like you missed part of the beginning of it.
All right. I look at Finn and I expect nothing from him, but I look at Reese and I'm like, "Do you hear something?"
What?
I hear other voices.
He goes for his gun.
No, not like that. I think I hear the spirits of the stone.
He kind of backs away from the stone a little bit. Shovel in hand.
What are you gonna do? Whack it?
No, he's trying not to get hit by it.
He's like
Just
trying
like
to
you
move away.
are.
He's putting some distance between him and the stone. And he's like, "What's it saying?"
Well, you clearly would have heard what I was saying. It's saying something, but it's ending with sleep. It doesn't sound like it's a command. I'm not sure if it's repeating me or if it's trying to tell me something.
Talk to it some more.
You're like the
He
worst
steps back
mentor
again.
ever. You're the worst mentor ever. All right.
Well, he's like, you have a way of talking to certain things that I have not been able to hear.
All right.
I can help you with certain things, but
Can I retract the gauntlet without taking off my armor?
Mhm.
Okay.
Sure.
I do that.
Why not?
I do that, and I touch the stone, wiping the muck that you have all put on it off. And I put my hands on the stone, and there starts to be that shimmer of electricity, the like crackling, kind of like
Okay.
the ball. It makes everybody's hair stand on end. Thank
Mhm.
God nobody can see my hair. And I'll try to talk to it some more. I don't understand. Can you speak louder?
Very faintly, almost impossible to hear still. But now that you know what you're listening for, you hear. There's no need to sleep. No need to sleep.
Why not? Okay. It doesn't seem to want to go to bed. It must be a toddler. We may really piss it off by leaving it down here.
Pissed off or not, I'm not so worried about it. If it is down here and nobody can get to it, nobody can get to it. I mean, it's better that than having it happy and hunky-dory up top waiting for something to go wrong. Because
That's
something
true.
always goes wrong.
That's true. Well, something's going to go wrong here too, I'm sure of it.
Well, we'll do our best to make sure that doesn't happen.
But there's no way to release the spirits that are attached to this.
Not that I can. I mean, you are welcome to try to find somebody to do that, but that is not in...
No, I don't have...
Like making new armor, that is beyond our abilities.
I don't know anyone either. All right.
I mean...
Since I have its attention, why did you save us?
It doesn't seem to respond.
All right. But it stops talking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Back out. Wipe my hands off on him.
Really?
Yes, really? Close up my armor.
Just remember, I can talk to the real horses.
I could talk to my armor. What difference does it make?
The armor don't crap.
It's okay. I have a shovel. It's not like I can't find it. All right. Back out.
Okay.
How many supports are between where we were and the front and the entrance? About how much distance are we talking?
It's probably 200 yards. Curved.
All right.
You're deep. I mean, as far as, it goes, you're pretty deep.
Okay. You don't have any ranged attacks, do you?
Mhm.
Do you? What do you have?
I got the gun I took off the gorilla.
Oh yeah, no, we're not wasting ammo on this.
Bruce
Well,
laughs.
huh?
By all means, take a few shots from in here. We can drop part of the back end of it.
I can do it all from the outside.
You're not going to have line of sight. It curves and it sinks.
I know. I'm going to do it as we go out. You guys need to leave.
Okay.
So I get to the furthest point at the curve, and I onslaught the beam
Okay.
that's closest to it.
Okay. And you could have done the same thing with the machine gun or the. But
Yeah, but why would I want to waste the ammo? I mean, he's got a
It's
got a
anime.
finite. Well, okay, if you want to shoot it, but you've got a finite ammo supply, and I heal my health, my intellect back all the time. But it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Did I give you a finite amount of ammo?
Well, you never told us that.
Yeah.
Does it fire energy on its own? Is it?
No, it's got ammo, but again, we're doing anime. So
Oh, okay. Well, then come on up and shoot with
It'll
me.
run out when it's appropriate to the story
it'll run out probably when he rolls a 1
in
on
a
an attack.
climactic moment.
Okay. All right.
Or
Well,
I do some other intrusion. But typically, like all the other cartoons that have ever been, since we're doing this anime style, he has ammunition until he doesn't have ammunition.
Okay. It's Pathfinder until
can
it's
randomly
not
just-
Pathfinder.
I can randomly just find it on the ground. Haven't you ever played a video game?
I know, right? It's like why are there 3 clips in this bush?
I'm not.
These flowers have 5 clips of ammo in them. Who knew? I love that.
Yeah, I'm not doing a video game style either. I'm just not making you guys track
I just had to
ammunition.
hit them with a sword to find them.
I'm,
Why are you punching flowers?
Wait a
but
minute.
I'm also not doing a lot of treasure and things either, with the assumption that you're picking those things up and then using them to sell for ammunition and other things that you need.
David
food.
says that he's playing bartender. I'm going to have to order a drink. It is so the game itself. The setting is very heavy anime. Kind of think Cowboy Bebop meets Full Metal Alchemist with a heavy dose of Jaegers.
Small Jaegers.
Small Jaegers. Kind of like Fallout power armor.
I heard Jaeger. She's definitely ordering shots.
I am definitely ordering shots. So, all right, so we shoot at it.
Okay.
I onslaught. He
He shoots,
shoots.
and you start bringing it down section by section till you're all the way out.
Okay. Now I'm worried about the bird. Hi.
So you get all the way out, and Reese mounts up, and it's like, we should probably finish this off.
Yeah.
And he takes off a little bit, says, stand clear,
Okay.
and he dragon kind of like backs up a little bit, and then she breathes a line of lightning across the top of the over the opening,
I like this, Drake.
and an entire slab of stone drops down in front of the opening, further obscuring it from view. It's like
Okay.
somebody can try to move a couple of tons of rock before they get to the digging part.
Full Metal is such a great story, so well put together, well thought out. And all anyone ever immediately goes to is the dog child hybrid.
Well, that's because it's so tragic. No. The bird is actually a bird spirit. The Jaegers are a hybrid of hardened terracotta armor with horse spirits. The backstory that you've missed because you didn't join us before. No, I'm just kidding. You can watch it on YouTube.
Not yet.
Oh, that's because Andrew stinks.
That's because it's been really busy.
It's been a very busy couple weeks. So the mechs themselves are found technology from a greater vanished time.
A previous war.
A previous war where there were they were found, they were stored away, very much like the Chinese terracotta army, but they were actually armor. When they were refound, they were found by cavalry, and in order to reactivate them, they actually
they were originally cavalry.
Oh, they were originally the cavalry. Okay.
Yeah, so the horses are actually older than you by centuries.
Yeah. So in order to activate them, the cavalry sacrificed their live mounts so that they could have indefinite, permanent mounts. So actually, our mechs, which we are our Jaeger, which we really haven't talked about, they actually have their own personalities. They carry through the personality of the horses that were bound, spirits that were bound to them. And then King is actually eagle. What did you say it was? A sea eagle?
A white-bellied sea eagle.
A white-bellied sea eagle spirit was actually bound to the automaton that you saw earlier. So at this point, we have not encountered any humans that have been bound to any items. However, the thing that we just buried is a philosopher's stone, and I have my suspicions.
Black alchemy, what they call that.
Mm-hmm.
Like black magic.
Yes. So our magic is kind of like Full Metal Alchemist, but it's not exactly the same. But we don't actually have the ability to bind spirits to inanimate objects, otherwise inanimate objects.
Nope, that is a lost art.
Yep. Until I find it again. I mean, yes, it's a lost art.
Or Scott finds it again.
He's never going to figure that out.
Actually, with the abilities in play, he is the one that more apt of the two of you to do it.
He's not smart enough.
No, yeah, I didn't say that.
I am very evenly balanced. I have 12s across the board.
Oh, I thought you had an 8. I thought we were talking about
No,
eights.
I have an 8 and a 9 because my might and speed are low.
I was actually talking about. I thought he had said he had.
She's kind of where I was as Fix
Yeah.
when we started.
All right. So, do we want to take our break here? And
That's a good place to take a break.
okay, now that we've kind of brought everybody in the audience back up to speed, in case they haven't watched any of the episodes before because they're not available yet on YouTube.
Right.
All right, we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes.
Yep. Very soon.
Monica Marlowe.
I'm Andrew Marlowe.
I am McFez.
This is Marlowe House presents Legends of the Wild Wests. Wastes. Wild Wastes.